afternoon, everyone, and thanks for visiting mypaperpassion.com. This is Gabrielle, and today I'm going to be walking you through how to create another quick and simple yet beautiful greeting card. The card that we're going to be making today is a greeting card, A2 greeting card. It's just a congratulations card, but as you'll see, you'll be able to really use this card for any occasions. You can just simply switch out your stamps from congratulations to any other greeting that you'll want to put on there. Okay, so I'm going to move this over to the side, and I'll give you the dimensions of the pieces that you'll need. Okay, so your base of your cardstock is going to be measured at 8.5 by 5.5, and I simply took an 8.5 by 11 piece of cardstock and cut it in half. Okay, so I've already scored my cardstock. You're going to need to score it at 4¼ inches, and I've done that already, if you can see that. And I'm just going to fold my cardstock. The next piece that you're going to need, oh, and I forgot to tell you, this is Stampin' Up Tempting Turquoise cardstock, and I'll put the item number at the bottom of the screen for my Stampin' Up customers. And the layer of your card that you're going to need this is Old Olive cardstock, and this piece is cut at 4 inches by 5¼ inches. Okay, I'm not going to adhere it yet to the base of the card because I'm going to need to do some stamping. Okay. The last piece that you'll need, this is I actually use my Cricut die cutting machine for this one, and for my Cricut users, I'll show you what I use. I use a storybook cartridge, and I cut out, whoops, got it upside down here, and I cut out the accent piece on page 68. And so what you're going to need to do to cut out this piece, and it's cut at 3 inches. So what you're going to need to do is hit your key that says Once Upon a Time, and then you're also going to need to make sure that your accent blackout key is pressed. So Once Upon a Time, you accent blackout and cut it at 3 inches, and then you'll get this beautiful piece here. Stampin' Up has a big shot die cut that you can use to create this, and I think it may come out just a little bit, tad bit bigger, but it'll definitely fit your card. And so if you don't have a Cricut and you use the die cut, I'll put the item number at the bottom of the screen for this piece. So what we're going to do now is do a little bit of stamping. And the first piece that we're going to need to stamp is going to be my layer piece to my card. And to do that, I'm going to be using the Eastern Bloom Stampin' Up stamp set. And I'm going to take my Versamark watermark stamp pad to just stamp a couple of these blossoms right along the edge of this piece of cardstock. I'm not doing the whole thing just because I just want the edges to be stamped. So that looks like that, and I'm going to go ahead now and adhere this to the base of my card. And I'm just going to use some mono adhesive for this. And I'm actually doing this card, there's a challenge over at Pals Paper Arts, and this is a color challenge, and I would have never thought to put these 3 colors together. The challenge was to use Old Olive, the Tempting Turquoise, and Real Red, and you'll see where the red will come in just a second. But I would have never thought to put those 3 colors together. So that's why I like to go to different blogs and check out challenges, especially color challenges, just because it does exactly that. It challenges me to do things that I wouldn't necessarily do. Okay, so that's adhered now to the base. And the next thing that I'm going to do, like I said, this is such a quick and simple card. I'm going to take this piece that I cut out with my Cricut, and I'm just going to adhere this right onto the card. Now, the next thing that I'm going to need to stamp are the blossoms, the red and blue blossoms that I have on the front here. So what I'm going to do now is take my my stamp, and this is the same stamp from the Eastern Bloom set, and I'm going to take my Real Red Classic stamp pad, and I'm just going to stamp, this is just an extra piece that I have here, I'm just going to stamp a blossom here in red. Make sure that it's nice and inked because you want this to be really deep red. So I'm just going to stamp it like that. And as you can see, it looks beautiful. It's so bright and it's so deep red there. And then I'm going to take, now I didn't have a Tempting Turquoise stamp pad, so I'm using my Take In with Teal, and it's a very similar color. You won't even be able to tell the difference. So I'm using my Take In with Teal. If you have the Tempting Turquoise, both those colors are very similar. So I'm just going to stamp another blossom onto the paper. Whoops. There it goes. I've already pre-cut these out, so I'll just bring those pieces right on up here and show you what they look like cut out. There you go. Okay, so these are the pieces already cut out, and what I'm going to do next is take some dimensionals and place on the back of these. And these dimensionals, these are the ones that I purchased from Hobby Lobby. They're actually called Sticky Doos. Oops. I'm just putting these on like that. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is just place these two flowers kind of on the right side here. Okay, I think that looks great. Okay, last but not least, I'm going to be taking my stamp, and I'm going to use a stamp that says congratulations. But the great thing about this card is that you can substitute congratulations with anything. Get well, miss you, happy birthday. So that's the reason why I really wanted to do this one, because this one can be substituted. So I'm using my Real Red ink pad again, and I've already mounted my congratulations stamp onto a clear acrylic mount. I'm just going to make sure that that's nice and inked up. And just on the left side of this piece here, I'm just going to stamp congratulations. Okay, so that's our card for today. And like I said, I think it's very quick and simple, but I think just gorgeous. I love this card. This has to be one of my favorites, and I think I say that for every card that I make. But thanks so much for watching. If you want more inspiration, check out my website at mypaperpassion.com. I will see you all back here soon. Have a great weekend, everyone. Bye-bye.